I'm really excited to film this bonus video for you. And in this video, we're going to talk about how you can grow your income by shifting your identity and why this is the most important thing that you have to do. And I'm going to explain exactly why that is. So let's jump right into it. So now more than ever before, it's absolutely crucial you become conscious. Look at the world around us. Everything is just becoming more and more unconscious. With the advent of AI, with a lot of this technology all around us, it's making human beings lazier and lazier. It's making us less and less likely to think and use our own brains and to think for ourselves. It is making us more and more unconscious. So because mankind is changing so much faster, so much more rapidly, now more than ever before in history, it is absolutely crucial for us to wake up and become conscious creators of our lives. And this is why we do what we do, so we can help you become more and more conscious every single day. So let's talk about what actually influences our reality. So if we have this orangish circle over here, that's reality, what influences it? Most people think it's action. Right? We take some sort of physical action, we do X to get Y, a simple cause and effect chain. And that's true, right? Physical action does influence reality, but that too is an effect. Action too is an effect, right? What causes action? The thoughts that we think and the feelings that we feel. If we feel inspired and energized, we will act in a certain way. As opposed to if we're not energized and we're not inspired, then we will act another way. It's not about just what you do, it's also about how you do it and how you show up, right? So to a certain extent, our thoughts and our feelings influence the actions that we take. Now, the question becomes, what influences the predominant thought and feeling that we have? Now we're getting somewhere. That is caused by belief. Okay, and beliefs are things that we've accepted to be true, right? As you've grown up, you've heard certain things being said by your parents, by the people around you, by your friends, and you've internalized it a certain way. And because you've internalized it a certain way, it has made you a kind of person who believes in a kind of thing. So you may believe that it is dangerous to go out at night. You may believe it's risky to start up a business. You may believe that, you are not capable of doing something or you are capable of doing something. And all of these beliefs, they shape the thoughts that we think, which in turn shapes the action that we take, which in turn shapes the reality that we experience, right? But here's my question to you. What influences the beliefs that we hold to be true? This is where it gets interesting. The fundamental thing that shapes the beliefs that we hold to be true is our identity and how we view ourselves. Please take a moment to think about this. How we view ourselves places us in relationship to the world around us, which influences the beliefs that we hold to be true. Identity is the fundamental convictions that we hold to be true that we will never question. The very fact that you have a particular name or you have a certain feature, a certain characteristic, you will never question that, okay? That has become your identity, what you call as me. And because me is a certain way, and I've always been this way, I hold certain beliefs, and I think certain thoughts, and therefore I take this action. I take this action because this is the way I am. Fundamentally, that is what we say to ourselves every single day. Now, something crazy happens when we tap the identity level. When we can touch an individual at the identity level and shift their sense of self, this whole domino tips over. The beliefs change. The beliefs that they believe change. The thoughts that they think every single day change. The actions that they take change. It comes from a different place. And as a result, their reality shifts. The very reason people never get a permanent result in their lives, guess what? It's because they never learn to shift their sense of self, their perception, or their identity. When you shift your identity, everything else gets taken care of. This is the big domino that makes all the other dominoes tip. Shifting your identity consciously, the key word is consciously, is the only thing that you must focus on to make a permanent change in your life. How many times have you had it where maybe in your business or in your life, you've achieved a particular result, like a revenue level, right? Like you've made a certain amount of money one month, but then the next month you go back down to your old revenue level and you experience this revenue roller coaster. Once you hit and get a certain result, it seems that you get complacent, or your decisions, you become self-sabotaging. Why does that happen? Because internally, your identity creates a set point. This is what you believe you're worth, and so you will only work as hard as possible to get to that level and not beyond that. So at every single level, your identity that you're holding to be true right now becomes a limitation, okay? So the task for us is to choose the identity that we want to embody at this moment consciously. The key word is consciously. Most people have crafted their identities unconsciously. They are a product of their environment. They are a product of what their parents have said, what society has said, their religious group, their church, their sports group, their friend group, their fraternity. It's not them. They haven't even thought about who they want to be. Okay, and chances are, if you're not experiencing the kind of results that you want in your life, you haven't crafted your identity consciously, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so let's talk about how you can make a permanent change in your life, how you can shift this identity. We focus on 4 main pillars to help you do this. Okay, there are 4 main pillars of reality creation. The first step that literally takes care of everything else, the most important thing you got to do, is gain awareness. If you are not aware, if you are first not beyond identity, you will never be able to craft an identity. Please think about this. If I am not beyond identity, if I am operating as my belief, I will never be able to see the picture because I'm in the frame. So first, you have to disassociate with your current self in order to be able to craft your ideal self. This is where awareness comes in. Gaining acute awareness, being able to watch and observe and look at ourselves, okay, as not me, but rather a character. Number 2, you need to gain true clarity. And true clarity is when we intellectually and emotionally get clear on what it is that we want and who it is we've got to become. When we get clear on what we truly, truly deep down want, most people right now, please listen to this carefully. Most people right now, they think they want something. Intellectually, they know what they want, but emotionally, they don't resonate with it. They think they want the promotion. They think they want the money, but they do not know why they want it. And more importantly, they don't know who they got to become to effortlessly achieve that. And because of that, they stay stuck. So true clarity is when we get these 3 things in one line: intellectual, emotional, and identity clarity. Getting clear on what we want, why we want it, and who we've got to become to achieve that. Once these 3 things are in one line, what usually happens, what we see happens, is things and ideas and opportunities that were right under your nose this whole time that never showed themselves to you, all of a sudden they appear for you. All of a sudden coincidences happen. All of a sudden opportunities show up out of nowhere. Why? Because you're correctly aligned. There is a thing in your subconscious called the reticular activating system. When it's correctly aligned, the right opportunities, you become attuned to it like a moth to a flame. So that's what you want to happen with clarity. The next pillar is creation, learning methods via which we can project our reality and project ourselves in this reality, continually crafting reality and continually crafting ourselves in this reality. When you learn to do this, every single day you are building up towards that final goal that you have, whether this be growing your income. And this is how I did it for mine, and I'm going to explain to you in a second. Whether it be your love life, your health, anything that you want, it has to be done systematically and in a process. Most people just focus on the goal and they don't quite know how to bridge the gap between their current and their desired situation. And this is exactly where creation comes in, crafting your ideal self and your ideal reality. Okay? And the last, but I also believe this is one of the most important steps, is coordination. And what does coordination mean? In this journey, every single time you make an intention to level up, life will throw you challenges. Now, to life, these are not challenges. God isn't sitting up there and saying, I'm going to throw some challenges. No, you may view it that way, but you as the subjective viewer are choosing to perceive it that way. And it's not too bad that you perceive it that way. Okay? But what's really happening is you are venturing outside of your comfort zone. Anytime you venture outside of your comfort zone, outside your pre-established identity and how you've been crafted up until this point, anytime you do that, immediately you're going to feel challenged because you're not used to veering off in this territory before. This is unknown territory. You're expanding your comfort zone. So when you expand your comfort zone, you're met with tests. Most people, though, they do not know how to pass these tests and how to coordinate through them. And because of that, they always fall back into their old selves. They never make a transition. Every single one of our clients have said that coordination was the number one thing that helped them get comfortable and settle into their ideal self. And that's exactly what you must do. Learn how to coordinate in order to be able to ground yourself in this new self that you're becoming. And in this way, when you master these 4 pillars, you effectively master the art of identity shifting and you become a conscious creator of your life. Let me show you a few of our clients who actually use this so you have, actual examples of how to do this. One of our clients, Abby, came in. She lost 20 pounds, did her first ever TED talk that she'd set a goal for a very long time. And she added a new income stream of coaching. And she went from a complete lack of clarity, being directionless, and a lack of confidence, constantly doubting herself every single day, to becoming a completely new person with a direction for her life. All of this happened because she gained awareness of who she was, got clear on who she needed to be, started using methods to create this new self, and coordinated through all of the obstacles that came as a result of her putting herself in a new territory. One of our other clients and one of our best success stories, Bastian, he came in and he was doing 20K a month in a business that he was not passionate about at all. He had an agency, a digital marketing agency, and he went from that to getting, again, aware on his character and why he was stuck at 20K a month. He had a lack of confidence. He couldn't pitch his offer with certainty. He constantly doubted himself and his decisions. And he also had low clarity on what direction he wanted to take his business in. And he went from 20K a month to doing over 800K a month. Okay. And this guy had all of the business tactics and strategies, and he tried to do everything. He tried taking all the action, but nothing ever stuck because the thoughts and the beliefs and the identity was never in line. Once we helped him do that, he chose a completely new niche, became a completely different person, and now he's doing over 800K a month. One of our clients, Tia, she was working 80 hours a week, completely burnt out, working 2 jobs with no time to spend with her husband and kids. Now she has her own speech therapy business and she's doing over 40K a month with more time with her family. How did this happen? She became a completely new person. She mastered the 4 pillars. She gained awareness of who she was and where she was at. She got clear on what she really wanted. She started creating that and she coordinated through the obstacles. That's it. Time and time again, this is the formula. These are the only 4 things that you need to focus on to make any sort of permanent change in your life. And you don't even have to worry about the actions to take and the strategies. They will show up for you once you get clear. Okay? Another one of our clients, Christo, a trader, he was very, very unconfident and impulsive in taking trades. He had all of the trading strategies and tactics. He was stuck at 1.5K a month in profit in his trading. And after joining us, he went to making over 25K a month. And again, this is all a result of Christo looking at himself, getting aware, getting clear, coordinating, creating, right? So these are clients who had tried everything under the sun and they were stuck and they needed an identity shift. As you practice these principles consciously, your growth begins compounding. And this is a holistic solution and encompasses your whole life. Please take a moment to reflect on this. Every single thing that we do, every single technique that you've tried, chances are you've gotten a result from it, but it's only been a temporary result, right? Why is that? And I've been there too myself. I tried the myriad of affirmations, hypnosis, NLP, do this technique, do that technique, do visualization, do. I'm just stuck in that doing paradigm. But nothing really changed. Even though I got results, it was never a permanent result. Okay? So to improve your income, you have to fix your relationships, health, and most importantly, your mindset. But there's a particular part of your mindset, which is the identity that we spoke of. And we don't get what we want, we get who we are. So how I discovered this, I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself. but chances are if you're watching this video, you already know, so I'm going to skim over it. I overcame major self-image and confidence problems when I was a kid. I was bullied, I was picked on, and I was kind of traumatized by that, and I didn't really know what to do with my life. I was like, oh, I'm a loser, I'm just destined to be like this for the rest of my life. I went from that, being a teenager, to meeting my dream partner, getting married to her at the age of 22. I left my soul-sucking engineering job, started my own business, and I grew it to 7 figures, doing over $1 million every single year. And we have over 1,000 happy clients. I moved from my parents' basement in New York and bought a house, and we live with our 2 beautiful little cats in South Florida. Why am I telling you all this? Well, I'm telling you all this because none of this could have happened if I didn't become a completely different person. If I stayed stuck in that same old identity of the Quazi that's a loser, the Quazi that's not worth anything, and I wallowed in self-pity, and I just tried to do a technique and a method to change myself, nothing would have changed. I had to change. I had to reinvent and recreate myself. And this is what you must do in this modern day and age in order to gain an edge, okay? Otherwise, everything around us will eventually consume us. We're just going to become more and more unconscious. We're going to fall into deeper and deeper pits, okay? And I went from doing 0 and, just doubting myself to growing my business to 20K a month to now over 200K a month. And I had to become a completely different version of myself consciously, okay? So I really, really believe that this is the number one thing you got to do. And I lived by these 4 pillars. That's all I did. There's no hidden method or magic. It's just understanding these 4 pillars and living by them every single day in every single area of my life. And I am really, really excited. We're really, really excited to share this with you and how you can do this on your call. So see you then.
Prior to joining the program, I was making $15,000 to $20,000 profit per month, which was amazing as well, but I needed to get to the next level when I was stuck at that level. So it's now May 1st, 11 weeks after joining the program. I just hit $57,000 profit for the month, and I'm super thankful and grateful to Quazi for this course, because for me at the time, I thought it was a strategy problem, but I literally did not do anything differently except change my internal state and apply everything that's in Quazi's program.
The Reality Mastery program, it gives you a lot of clarity on what you want to achieve, but not only the goal itself, it's about everything, like the actual energy status, it's like the vibration that you want to be in.
Really, I finished the program earlier this year, I think around February, and then around, was it May? Just a few months later is when I surpassed $50,000 in a month, and then I followed that month up with $40,000. And by the end of this year, I'll be consistently hitting. My goal was to hit $25,000 a month consistently by the end of the year, and I will confidently be surpassing that. So
literally the next day, it was like boom, and we did $27,000 and booked in 30 days. It was crazy. It was like the craziest month I've ever had.
Honestly, if you have the chance and the opportunity to take this course, I recommend it. Not just recommend it. I say 12 out of 10, take this course, because there is nothing like this that will actually help you shift at the deepest possible level and make the real change you've been looking for.
$8,000 to $10,000 just manifested out of nowhere. I didn't even ask. I just made the intention that that's what I wanted to do. I felt it within me. I had that vibratory alignment that you teach in the course, and all of a sudden it just literally they talk about this money falling into your lap. I mean, it was astounding.
Yeah, 20K in January 2020.
That was the profit month?
That was the highest that I ever made in my life.
Okay.
And then obviously this year, I think it was 87 when it was all said and done, profit.
Right. So you just
January.
went from 20K profit month to doing basically 90K profit month.
Yeah.
Within a year.
Yep.
First month, including accounts receivables, about 15K. Second month, there was a delay period and I went down to 6K. But this month, I'm halfway through it and about already at 9K for the month.
Wow.
So
this is looking like an 18K month.
Yeah, it's looking that way. So I'd say on average, probably north of 10K per month already. And I've only been doing it for about 3 months.
Got it. So you're saying your very first month that you started your sales job, you hit 15K in commissions.
Yeah, it was about
That's insane.
150,000. Yeah, revenue.
That is insane.
I was able to pay off $25,000 in credit card debt, enough to pay off my car. So I paid off about maybe $55,000 in debt in about 6 months. So I just put everything, all my extra money to it. And I just got opportunity after opportunity to make money that was so easy. Like it's to the point where I'm like, is it supposed to be this easy? So it really does become effortless.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Trey Cockrum, and this is my testimonial for Quazi Johir, who's responsible through his reality mastery program for bringing me from $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a month in my business to this month reaching a record of $55,000 collected in total at about an 80% profit margin. Just phenomenal. At 20 years old, I did not think I'd be able to reach these sorts of numbers, and I certainly wouldn't have been able to if it weren't for the principles that Quazi teaches. So
well, I am so grateful, and I've shared it I've shared you with a couple of my friends, and I was like, if you have the time to invest in yourself, you got to do the program. You got to do it because it is life changing, and I'm so grateful for that. And you're the only I mean I have a lot of education, but this is the first program that I've ever gone through. And I was really selective about it. So I'm grateful to you, Quazi.
Like I was talking to people who, for example, were doing 5K or 10K or 20K. And I was sort of like looking up to them because I thought like, whoa, these guys are already earning their money, etc. And now I know, like, even if someone earns 100K, 200K, I have knowledge about certain things that they don't have. Like, sure, they will have more business knowledge, etc. But for example, about sleep, nutrition, I probably know more than them, and I can help them. That's really something I had to overcome.
So your focus has changed now. Instead of looking at and comparing yourself to the person, instead of looking at yourself, you're looking at the person in front of you and the problem that they're going through, which gets rid of the imposter syndrome, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Everything's changed, like 180 transformation since joining the program. My Instagram account blew up. Like I was at 8,000 followers, and then I had a reel that went viral, and I went to like almost 60,000 nonstop discovery calls, clients. Like I had two 25K months, and then I had a 50K month.
So when I met you back then, I was at zero everything. So I barely talked to anyone. Didn't have anything set up. So it was like ground zero back then. Now I'm on track for this month, about 40K in revenue, 8K cash collected.
The pandemic happened. I started making $0 a month. And then within 6 weeks, even though the gyms were shut down, I started to create and make $5,000 to $6,000 a month through the online coaching, helping people master their nutrition. And now since the gym's open, I got both of those revenues coming in, and it's been great. I'm making more and more money online every single month. I'm creating more customers. I don't feel like I'm doing more. I'm just simply being the 2.0 version of myself, and I'm having a damn good time doing it.
The business that I went from 0 to 10K when I started Reality Mastery, I kind of abandoned it after that because I realized something wasn't working on that business. I went actually a little bit back into my old business, and then I got that working better than ever. And now I'm taking new leaps to new businesses because I have realized like I was trying to force myself into a direction where I'm not actually wanting to go.
But I wanted to have a 20 to 30K month so bad. So bad. I wanted to have a 20 to 30K month so bad back then. And it's funny how after joining the program and just going through the journey, I reached literally a month later, 1.5 months later, I reached 20K. And then just getting better and better within myself and keep going. I kept going with the program and with what I should learn and just applying the principles all the time and just becoming better and going into 2021 and just letting go even more about the whole year, reaching 30K in February, which was my, like, I've that mark. I've always been like, yeah, that's like just a confirmation for myself where I can feel proud. And then I reached it. With literally going into February this year, I don't care what happens. I literally told myself that I don't care what happens now, February this year, and I'll just do the work, keep my head down. I'll not even look at Stripe, and I'll just see where that takes me. And then when I counted everything up by the end of the month, I was at 30K, and it was the best month so far ever in my business.